You know, but there's an awful lot going on today.
The House of Lords yesterday, what a disgrace.
What is the House of Lords doing?
I mean, the lefty Lords have kicked the Rwanda scheme into touch.
Yeah.
Archbishop Welby led the charge to defy the will of the people.
Yes.
Woke peers also demand that no LGBT people are sent to Rwanda because they will be persecuted. I think that's racist about Rwanda, and this is an affront to democracy. The people should decide, not a bunch of ermine-clad clots.
Right, exactly. People who get paid to turn up and say absolutely nothing at all, who don't appear to have much worth at all in any way, shape or form. All they're really doing is stopping and slowing the bill down. Yeah. You know, we're not even stopping and slowing the boats down, but there's a great quote from former Tory Cabinet Minister Lord Lilly, who basically said he's come forward with a policy to have a policy, and it's not a policy for him to have a policy, it's a policy for the government to have a policy, and it's a policy that the government's policy must be agreed by the governments overseas.
Yeah, and you've got quotes from Welby there as well, haven't you, in the Express?
Well, Welby, basically, Welby basically says, I hope the government can see that this amendment is a positive and constructive suggestion. Whatever I or others may feel about the bill in general, I urge the government to develop a strategy that is ambitious, collaborative and worthy of our history and up to the scale of the enormous challenges that we face. What does that even mean?
Oh, shut up. Why don't you get out of the House of Lords, Welby, and maybe go to church sometime where you'll find there'll be no people in there.
So apparently
you have reduced congregations to the point of almost zero because you're utterly useless. You don't seem to care about God. You just go on about encouraging people smugglers.
Yes, and let's have a reading from the scriptures now from Lord Welby. Blessed are the people traffickers, for they shall inherit all the money.
For they shall inherit the cash.
I mean, what is wrong with these people?
This is outrageous. The government must be allowed to pursue its own policies because we voted for the government. Nobody votes for these laws. We've got to reform that place. Yeah. It's ridiculous. There's about 850 of them, and every year more and more get piled in. Boris Johnson ludicrously proposed more than 50 new lords in a house. They literally can't all get in there.
No.
It's absurd.
Well, don't worry, because most of them don't bother turning up.
Yeah, that's the good thing.
I mean, most of them
encourage them all not to turn up.
Most of them use it as an excuse to get into good restaurants by calling up and saying, I'm Lord God of the Hilllands, and I would like a table for 4, please. And if you mind giving me it for free, that would be great. But I don't know if I told you this, but I was down there once, the House of Lords, and I walked down this corridor. I was with Claire Fox, actually. We were going for lunch. And suddenly this door opens, right? And all these bishops came out. It was literally like that Monty Python sketch, you know, the bishops. And there was about 7 or 8 of them. And they all came out fully dressed in the old bishop garb, and they were obviously all hanging out together. They've got their own room. It's almost like the bishop's common room.
Well, no, they're called the Lord's Spiritual, and we should get rid of them right away.
We really
I think they're called the Lord's Spiritual because they drink spirits all day.
Well, they probably do. Why don't they go out and do good works like Christians are supposed to do?
Why don't they go to church? You know, no one else does, so they've got, at least they could make the effort.
I mean, what about going out and helping the poor, maybe giving some homes to the homeless, using all of the money that the Church of England has got, all of the land that the Church of England has got, to actually help people?
And but just before we leave this subject, as I say, they say that nobody from the LGBT community should be sent to Rwanda because they will be persecuted. That is outrightly racist against Rwanda. And this stuff has to stop.